Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn that how to amplify a piece of DNA. How to amplify a piece of DNA or desired gene or gene of interest. So we can amplify a piece of DNA or gene of interest or desired gene by the process of PCR, means the polymerase chain reaction. First of all, what we should know that why to amplify a piece of DNA. So actually, suppose we have identified a piece of DNA in an organism and a desired gene we have identified. So first of all, what we do, we isolate the DNA from that cell, that organism. After isolation, what we do the fragmentation of that DNA by the use of different restriction enzymes. After fragmentation, we separate the fragments by the process of gel electrophoresis, and then we identify a desired gene or piece of DNA in that fragments. Suppose we require a billions copies of that desired gene or piece of DNA. So how to make a billion copies of that DNA or that desired gene within a day? So there is a process, that process is called the PCR or polymerase chain reaction. Suppose we have a suspect of coronavirus and we want to test that. So in that condition, there is only suspicion, only the suspect. We can take the DNA of that virus, we can amplify in billions copies. That helps us to test the virus that present or not. So in this way, suppose, so we have a desired gene and we want to make a billions copies of that DNA or that piece of DNA or that desired gene or gene of interest. So we have a process, that is the PCR that we will discuss, that is the polymerase chain reaction. Actually, in this process we will study the three steps. One is the denaturation, then the annealing, and after that the extension. So what we do to amplify a piece of DNA or desired DNA? First of all, suppose this is the piece of DNA or desired gene that we are going to amplify, or we are going to make a billions copies of this piece of DNA. Suppose this is the piece of DNA, this is the double-stranded DNA, or this is a desired gene that we are going to make the billions copies by this process. So first of all, what we do, actually we have to do the replication of this piece of DNA, because in replication, that is the formation of DNA from DNA, but we are going to make the billions copies by this process. So what are the different steps we will do for this replication of this piece of DNA, or this is the desired gene, this is the double-stranded DNA? First of all, we do the denaturation process at high temperature. We know that the double-stranded DNA separated due to the high temperature. So first of all, we provide the high temperature, and at the high temperature the two strands of DNA will be separated. Suppose these are the separated strands. So this process is called the denaturation. So during denaturation, this double-stranded DNA, the two strands of DNA will be separated due to the breaking of the hydrogen bond. And now after that, the both strands, these are the two strands of DNA. Now the both strands acts as the template for the synthesis of its complementary strand during the replication process. So first of all, for the replication of these two template strands, we requires the primer. This is the primer. Primers, these are the primers. This is the primer. Primers are the short segment of DNA or RNA which are chemically synthesized. They are mainly oligonucleotides, means having the number of nucleotides up to 10. So these primers we require because during the process of replication we require the origin of replication. There is no any origin of replication. We have only a desired gene or piece of DNA, and we are going to amplify this piece of DNA. So actually, to initiate the process of replication, it requires the primer. primers are the short segment of DNA or RNA which are chemically synthesized, mainly oligonucleotides, and that piece of DNA or RNA that is we call the primer, that is the complementary to the nucleotides that present in the template strand. Means what is the meaning of this thing? So actually suppose in this primer, suppose there in this template strand, suppose there is the thymine and there is the cytosine. So in this primer there will be adenine, this is the complementary. Likewise, suppose in the template strand there is the cytosine, so in the chemically synthesized this piece of DNA or a segment of a single stranded DNA or RNA, you can say, generally we say the single stranded RNA, so there will be the guanine. So means primer is the short segment of single stranded DNA or RNA, and the base sequence of this primer is complementary to the template strand. And this is called the primer, and it helps in the initiation because there is already this chemically synthesized, means it is already initiated, the process of replication is already initiated. So first of all, what we do in the annealing process, we use the two sets of primer for the two template strand, and we add this primer. This is a short segment of a single stranded DNA or RNA, we can say. Generally we say the single stranded RNA, but the base sequence or nucleotide sequence of this primer is complementary to the template strand. So when we add this primer, it forms the hydrogen bond because these are the complementary to each other, and it helps in the initiation of the replication process of this template strand. Likewise, here also there is also another primer, you can see there is also primer, this is the primer, and in this primer also we can see that this is also a primer. This is a short segment chemically synthesized oligonucleotide, and suppose in the template strand there is the cytosine, so in the chemically synthesized primer there will be the guanine. If there is the adenine, so there will be the thymine. Means this short segment of this oligonucleotide segment or short single stranded RNA that we call the primer is actually there is the nucleotide sequence that is complementary to the base sequence of the template strand, and it helps in the initiation of the replication process. So this process or this step is called the annealing, that is the addition of the two sets of primers for these two template strands, and this primers helps in the initiation of replication from 5' direction to the 3' direction, because so that's why the primers are added at the 3' end of the template. There is also, this is the template strand, so this primer is added at the 3' end of the template strand. So what we learned here that first of all, after denaturation we have the two template strand, and for these two template strand we use the two sets of the primers, and these two sets of primers are added at the 3' end of the template strand, and this primer helps in the initiation of this replication process. And we know that the replication always occurs from the 5' direction to the 3' direction. So actually due to the addition of this primer, it helps in initiation, means already this replication is started. Now we need only that the addition of this new nucleotides according to this template sequence, base sequence in the template strand. We requires only the addition of new nucleotide, that is the extension of this primer, and this extension of the primer is called now third step, that is the extension. But the extension of this primer, it requires the enzyme, DNA polymerase enzyme, you know, because this is the polymerization reaction. So this process occurs in the presence of DNA polymerase enzyme. But here, because this process is repeated many times, because we requires billions of copies, so this process occurs at high temperature. During the denaturation of this strand of DNA, it requires the high temperature, means we use the specific DNA polymerase enzyme that is thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme, means that remains active at high temperature also. So we use the special DNA polymerase enzyme here, and that DNA polymerase enzyme is thermostable enzyme, that is isolated from the thermostable or you can say that the Thermus aquaticus bacteria that found in at high temperature, means they have the capacity to tolerate the high temperature. So we isolate the thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme from the Thermus aquaticus bacteria, and that's why the DNA polymerase enzyme is called the TAC polymerase enzyme, TAQ, means the Thermus aquaticus. So we use the specific enzyme during this extension process. So this DNA polymerase enzyme, that is also called the TAC polymerase enzyme, and that TAC polymerase is the thermostable enzyme that is isolated from the thermostable, or you can say that the Thermus aquaticus bacteria that live at high temperature, means having capacity to tolerate the high temperature. So we use now the DNA polymerase or TAC polymerase enzyme for the polymerization of this reaction. And now we add the nucleotides in the reaction. So what the DNA polymerase now added the new nucleotides and extend the primer from the 5' direction to the 3' direction. In this also, this primer is also extended by the DNA polymerase enzyme from 5' direction to the 3' direction. And after this extension process, the two daughter DNA are formed. So this is now the two daughter DNA will be produced. This is the two daughter DNA, you can see. So this is the 3 step, that is denaturation, then annealing, then extension. And now what we do? This process is again repeated. This process is again repeated, again and again this process is repeated. So in this way, in these 3 steps, that is the denaturation, annealing and extension, we can produce billions of copies of this desired gene or gene of interest. That process is called the PCR. So PCR process is very useful. Suppose we have only suspect of the AIDS virus, suspect of coronavirus. So what we do? We take the DNA and we can amplify that piece of DNA, and after amplification we can test for the positive or negative, we can test. So in this way, this PCR process is very useful in the biotechnology, and it occurs in these 3 steps, that is the denaturation, annealing and extension. Thank you.